Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue podcast. If you haven't seen our other video, may the fourth be with you. Star Wars Day to Day, but that doesn't take away the Moon Knight spotlight. So let's talk about Moon Knight real quick. This is going to be our Moon Knight review. So as always, I'll start with this is only for the last episode. We'll be talking about the series as a whole in a live episode. So yeah, if you haven't seen Moon Knight, this first part is spoiler free. I'll give you I'll put up a spoiler warning before I get into spoilers. But let me tell you, I was very excited coming into this episode, everything that had been set up, and I really didn't know if they could stick the landing. Now, just on my account, I think they really did it. Normally, the from some of the previous series of Marvel, I felt that the last episode has been kind of like I would say the weakest of the series. Even though if I enjoy the series as a whole, like WandaVision and Loki and stuff like that, but this one I think like they landed really strongly in my account. I like all the stuff, the resolution of the characters, and it really feels like we just got a complete story. This is it, like whether there's going to be more Moon Knight or not in the future. Um, we don't know, but I'm satisfied that we got a story that was both very very much inspired by the comics, but also something completely new. And then in this issue, we see a lot of really cool stuff. There's a lot of very very like just really cool fighting, the settings, and then the portrayals by the characters. I mean, I love seeing Oscar Isaac on the screen, but also everyone else that jumped in. Was great. The cast for this show has been fantastic. So, um, you know, uh, everyone from Harrow to Layla, like they just really fill out this world that we've just been involved in for a few weeks now. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this. Highly recommend if you haven't seen this. And I guess I'll leave with this. There is an end credit scene, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of the credits. But also, I know a lot of people feel like Moon Knight or like these shows could be like a 6-hour movie. To me, it doesn't feel that way. I think to me, this one felt very episodic. But I completely understand if other people take it, a different way. And we'll talk more about that stuff when we go on our live show about Moon Knight in depth. But yeah, pretty much enjoyed it. Go check it out. Now we'll be getting into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, please get out of here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, all that stuff. All right. Wow. So Moon Knight, episode 6. Like I said, I feel like they just really delivered. They brought us back. They didn't leave us in a place where we didn't know what was going to be hanging. And I'll talk about the end credit scene at the end because I really want to make sure we wrap up the story. So I just finished watching it like before I shot this, like a few minutes. And I got to tell you, Moon Knight, just the action in this episode. One of my issues with some of the MCU shows in the past is that ultimately, because these are superhero comics, it devolves into like a big CGI battle, right? And I kind of keep calling out WandaVision as much as I love that show. Like that last episode, it was just and there's memes and stuff of like, it's just them doing hand stuff, and then all the CGI is really doing most of the heavy lifting. But in this one, I feel like we got the best of both worlds. We have this big, giant, almost kaiju-like battle between Amit and Khonshu, which I love Khonshu's style of fighting, where he teleports, he like becomes dust and sand or whatever, and he moves around. I think both of the voice actors for Khonshu and Emmett were fantastic. Like they really bring that gravitas of like being a god. But on the ground level, because Harrow's still the avatar for Emmett, like we have this really cool fight. But we have Layla become the avatar of Toweret, and it shows up in a fantastic, really cool outfit. Like I hope we see more of that in the future. I know said it's only gonna be a temporary avatar, but I would love to see Layla continue to be I don't know, I don't even know if she has a hero. I know they hinted at I think Red Beetle or something like that. There's a character in the comics that they hinted at during the scene in the hospital or in the asylum. But yeah, I mean, it was really cool. like those wing swords, like very cool. So, and then on the other hand, we have Mark, who is now working with Steven. They were able to get him out of the duat. Osiris, I guess he became an old softy and let him out back into the world. So Khonshu is able to heal them. Now, one cool thing, and I don't know how fans of the comics will feel about this. Normally, Moon Knight doesn't fly, but I mean, like Khonshu said, he is the god of the night. It makes sense that he could grant the power of flight. So he goes over to Cairo because he was in the other pyramid. So I like that they didn't like play any of that tricky stuff. Like, yeah, there's a portal, you could just make it over there. And then, like I said, the fight with at the end with Harrow, it's kind of a 2-on-1 fight. Layla and Mark / Steven fighting Harrow, but the way that fight is resolved leaves a lot. And like we've been getting hints at a third altar for pretty much the whole series, right? And I think it is now clear that all those times we didn't see the fight, it wasn't Mark taking over, but it was this third altar, which I'll talk about more now in at the end when we talk about the end credit scene. So yeah, I like that the resolution, like the show's still sticking to like this is what we set up, and we're gonna stick to it. We're not gonna show you until the last possible moment. Because you get to the end and you're like, well, we didn't really get a confirmation, but could we? And then they're able to imprison Emmett in the body of Harrow to pretty much cage her. Instead of the stone, she's now trapped in a human body. But Mark refuses to kill him. Now, I will say Khonshu has also maintained true to character because he is not he is bound by his word, but he's very tricky. And because unfortunately Mark and Steven were unaware of this other altar, I knew that there was going to become some shenanigans when it came to their freedom, right? I would have loved to have seen one more scene of like Layla and Mark or Steven talking, just kind of like figure out where they go from there. But we kind of just jumped into after Mark declines to kill Harrow and Khonshu frees them. We just get back to Mark's room and they wake up. But I do like that they are now aware of each other and working together. I don't know as far as like a true representation of DID. I mean I am not aware of how that works, and I'll definitely be looking more towards other people to talk about that aspect of it. I just feel story wise, I think it worked, and it was a good resolution on that end. So here we go. Here's the end credit scene. I knew there was going to be an end credit scene because, of course, it's an MCU show. We show up at an asylum. We see Harrow. We have this a Spanish-speaking person wheel him out of the asylum, put him into a limousine, and then who happens to show up but Khonshu. But it's really cool because Khonshu's wearing like a suit now, kind of like a Mr. Knight type of suit. So it's like a normal body almost, but then you still have Khonshu's bird skull of a head, which looks super cool. And I knew it as soon as that happened. As soon as I heard the voice that was speaking Spanish, because I've heard Oscar Isaac speak Spanish, even though he's still putting on an accent in Spanish. I was like, oh, here we go. They're gonna finally reveal it. And then in the comics, Jake Lockley, he's a taxi driver, right? So it makes sense that he would be driving this limo for Khonshu. That's a neat way to kind of bring it in. So yeah, we have confirmed Jake Lockley is another alter of Mark and Stevens that they are unaware of, and Khonshu has been aware of Jake Lockley the whole time, which means that Khonshu is still also kind of in control of that body, right? That human body, or at least part of it still has a deal with Khonshu. So Khonshu's true avatar has always been Jake Lockley, and that's revealed at the end. He never wanted Layla, or at least he claims he never wanted Layla, and it makes sense because Layla turned him down when Khonshu made the offer. So maybe he always knew that she would turn him down. But yeah, so here we go. So like I said, we have finished, and then Jake Lockley does appear to kill Harrow, and Emmett in the same shot. Um, so yeah, I mean, here we are. Like I mentioned in the non-spoiler part, we have a complete Moon Knight story, and if there's more, and if this gets weaved into the MCU eventually in the future, I'll be happy for it. If not, I'm just really glad that we got a Moon Knight series that was great. I really enjoyed it from top to bottom. And I can't wait to talk about it with the guys on our next live or whenever we do that. So stay tuned to the channel. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And as always, stay tuned. There's more stuff coming up, more comic reviews, TV recaps. We'll be covering Obi-Wan. We actually just dropped a trailer reaction. If you haven't seen that, they released one more. And yeah, I'm just super excited to kind of get through all this stuff. Moon Knight's probably been one of my favorite series. I'll go ahead. I'll probably compare it to some of the other ones. Maybe rank it, to the Winter Falcon, the Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision. Now Loki's a little bit of an unfair comparison because they are getting a season 2 that's been confirmed, where none of the other shows have. So we'll see how that goes. Although Captain America will have a new movie which should follow both Bucky and Cap. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. There's just so much goodness. Multiverse of Madness is coming, which we'll cover at some point as well. There's so much content. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.